Well, great evening, and welcome to Pink and Poppin'. Yay! Yeah. So, this particular Pink and Poppin' will be going out in a number of areas. And yes, it's pre recorded for those of you who love to see us live on Thursday night. Why? Because I have an easier time of responding to you when that happens. And this is really, for me, an important subject. And I wasn't even sure what I was going to talk about until I had a chance to visit with a girlfriend of mine and an amazing client and a blessing in my life. So I first want to talk about red lipstick. Red lipstick is a confidence builder. It is. It's a confidence, but it is a confidence builder because there are so many women who say, I can't wear red lipstick because it is a bold color. It is a color that draws attention to your lips. It's a bold color. It sets people back a little bit, that someone is bold enough, confident enough, willing enough to wear red. One of our national sales directors in Mary Kay tells the story that she was a graduate from West Point and so on, and in the military, obviously. And when she came into Mary Kay, the person that was her mentor wore red all the time. And she wore nothing. And she tells the story of her putting red lipstick on and then never looking in the mirror again for the rest of the day, and wearing red lipstick and wearing red lipstick and wearing red lipstick until it became a part of who she is. Consistency truly does make a difference, for good and for bad. In this, it's a simple color. My grandmother always said that her lipstick was her badge of courage. She never left the house without putting on a color, and she always wore bold colors. So I would tell you, first and foremost, if you have not reached out to your Mary Kay consultant, you want these two items. You want our red lip liner, and you want our red amazing lip gloss. And I put it on and left it in the other room, but you want those two products. And you need to learn how to just put them on and then walk out the door and not look at it. Now, you want to put it on well, so you may want to schedule a time to meet with your Mary Kay consultant, and maybe that's Jeannie or I. But you want to put this color on. You want to make sure that you take your finger and do that. Now, I have a little bit right there. What that does is make sure that there's nothing on your teeth. So there you go. But you want to be able to do that. I don't care what color you're wearing. If you do that with your finger, I promise you, anything that's collected right here on your lips that could end up on your teeth will be cleaned off. But you want a red, and you want a bold red, and you want to step into it. You just want to wear it. Now, there are many of you who red may or may not be your best choice, but I'll tell you this. You wear red a couple of times, you will be bolder. It just works that way. So I would say to you, every woman should have at least one red in her drawer, and wear it on days that you don't feel good. Wear it on days that are not your day. Just wear it. And why do I talk about this? I talk about this because I was back in the room of my networking group that I was in for probably 15 years or so. And one of my amazing girlfriends, oh my gosh, what a blessing she is. And this friendship developed from that room. And we will be lifelong friends. She is a client. She is a mentor. She is an encourager. She's an incredible encourager and supporter. She is all of those things. And she called me just before she was walking in the room because I wasn't there yet, because she's lost her edge. You see, when you do something, and I'm going to say we've got the Olympics going on, when you do something all the time, and we would be in the room every week, visiting with people, approaching people, having conversation with people, sharing ideas. Confrontation would not be the right word, but maybe not necessarily always seeing eye to eye, learning how to craft conversations so you could share your thoughts and listening. A big part of that was listening. And then standing up in front of a room of 50, 60, 70 people and sharing and talking about your business. Do you know what happens when you do that on a weekly basis? Your confidence grows. You get better at it. I was so excited to be in that room today and see people who are, one, have mastered being in front of the room, but now have mastered using the mic in front of the room. It just brought joy to me. But I'm going to back up to my girlfriend. She called me before she walked in because she was a little off her game. You see, she hasn't done that in a while. Now with Mary Kay, not only did I do it for networking, but I also do I talk to y'all all the time. I do it and talk to people all the time. I just finished a 4-day event at in Wickenburg. I talk to people all the time. It is part of what I do. But I will say there really is that next level of being in front of a group. And she's kind of lost her edge. And we talked about it after the meeting. And she was telling me she's doing Zumba and joining some in-class activities at the gym. And this is what I would say to y'all. And I will have comments going for those of you who are watching, because I would love to know what's something you did before that you have realized you just don't have it mastered anymore. You're not as confident in it. You don't shine in it like you did before. And my suggestions are going to be, I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you think you're retired or not. I don't care. I don't care if you've never been great at it. Doing it consistently will mean you will get better. And those are the things that we begin to let slide, I would say specifically as we're older. I don't know how about, I'm curious. I can't wait to see the hands or the likes or thumbs up, whatever you want to do, to share how many of you had speech in English. You had to get up in front of the class and do a presentation in school. And then if you went to college, right, you did the same thing. In fact, because of my background, I was in 4-H and FFA and all of those kinds of things. And again, public speaking was just part of what we did. I can still remember taking a speech class in college, and I came out with a B because I was in speech class and I already had some skills, but she was looking for people who improved. And I didn't bring my best every week because I already knew how to speak in front of people. That's number 2. Get better. Get better. Craft. Be intentional. One of the things that I am really good at, and I am because I do it all the time, is speaking on others' behalf. In fact, today was because I was substituting for somebody else, and it's my printer who I send work to. Now, am I his best client? Not in a million years, but I'm pretty consistent. He puts my newsletters together. He gives me advice. He advises me on paper. He does all kinds of that. Do I have a printer in my office? Yes, I do. I do. But the things that I do bulk and the colored things that I do, I send to him. And I value and appreciate his expertise. And I got to speak for him today. And I spoke to him from my own perspective and my own experience. So I am going to suggest to you that if you have stepped away from something, maybe you were in corporate America, maybe you led some groups, maybe you were a mom and had kids and you were just, herding them along, whatever the case may be. And you're not doing that anymore. My encouragement to you is to step forth and find some place that you can be on. That's what I call it. You got to be on. I used to tell people every week in BNI, you had to be on. That was the point. You needed to be passionate and ready about your business. You needed to be ready to share about your business. You should be listening to the others that are in the room and do a fairly good job of talking about theirs. And one of the ways that you can do that, if you don't know it, is Become a Mary Kay consultant. We talk to people all the time. And you may say to yourself, I just love sitting at home or hiding in my little office or being in my cubicle or whatever. And let me tell you something. There are people out there who need you. They need to know you, and you need to know them. Life was meant for us to grow. Life was meant for us to stay sharp. Life was meant for us to rub off our rough edges and get better. And you may not be who you were 10 years ago. You might not be, but you can certainly be better than you were yesterday. And so that's my conversation for Pink and Poppin' tonight. My conversation is, first and foremost, girl, get a red liner and get red lipstick or a red gloss. Mary Kay's red liner and Mary Kay's new gloss, or any one of our reds that you can wear on your lips. Get it, wear it. Don't even think about it. Just do it and move. And if you have people in your life who have never seen you in red lipstick or have a judgment on the red lipstick, just don't wear it around them. Okay? Wear it around people who don't know you. That's one of the blessings of what I do. I would tell people all the time when they go, I don't know, what do you think? And I would look at them straight in the eye and say this: I don't have any preconceived ideas of what you should look like or what you should wear. So for me, wearing the red is perfect. And grow into the confidence of it. If you are retired or sitting out or have found that cushy position that you don't have to work that hard, I'm going to call you out and say, go find something to invest in. Find people to invest in. Get better. Don't lose your edge. Grow your confidence. Be amazing. Be amazing. Lead. Follow well. Give suggestions. Articulate. And practice the art of conversation. I promise it's a confidence builder, and you will be better, and we all will be better, because we ran the risk, sometimes of sounding stupid, yes, of thinking clearer and listening. The art of listening. Become a better listener. So this is Pink and Poppin' this week. I can't wait to see you next week. I don't even know. Oh my gosh, guys. Next week is the last Thursday of February. Let's finish this month with some red, some confidence, some new opportunities and experiences, and let's lead with confidence, both internally and externally. Remember, blessings are chasing you down. This is the day the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'll see you later.